type in the chat.
Is it me you're looking for? Can you see it in my eyes? Oh, you hit the mic.
Oh, I punched the mic. Sorry. Hope I didn't blow your speakers out on your phone.
Everybody's deaf now. Good thing they're typing.
Rain. What the? Sorry. And I have it cranked up too. Maybe it's a little too loud. I don't know. I want you guys to be able to hear me.
It was Bob.
I did. I went. I'm sorry.
Anybody with earbuds in, we
I hope you're
apologize.
not wearing earbuds. Yeah. Oh man, that was fun. Look at my face turn all
Oh, cute.
red. Hey, what's up, Bruce? Welcome to the show.
Bruce. Earthquake. Oh man, Raina had flashback. She's got PTSD.
Uh-oh.
Jacked her up for the night.
I thought we lost you guys. I was like, whoa. It would fit the day. It would be cool. Okay, so positive outlets versus compulsive behavior. The same behavior can be used compulsively or non-compulsively. Compulsive behavior is not measured so much by what you do, but by how you do it. Every behavior that can be used compulsively can be productive if used in a way that does not result in long-term pain or dysfunction. The difference between compulsive behavior and positive outlet. A positive outlet is the activity that provides pain-free pleasure. Because remember let's go back to it. Our little equation, pain plus alcohol equals immediate pleasure plus future pain. Or pain plus compulsive behavior equals immediate pleasure plus future pain. So the thing we want to get to is having a positive outlook or positive outlets that provides pain-free pleasure. So go exercise, go on a diet, go do these things, escape. You can, the compulsion to escape in the daily routines of life. That's a good thing to do. Go rest, but don't do it in a compulsive, anxious way, but do it in a pain-free way that brings pleasure. In other words, it feels good now without creating pain later. Healthful exercise, for example, is a positive outlet. It allows an enjoyable and pleasant release of energy. If it is done rationally and non-compulsively, it does not create problems in the future. Healthy sex is also a positive outlet. Sexual expression between people who love and care about each other and is performed in a safe, responsible manner is a joy and an asset to both partners. It is non-compulsive, enhancing for both partners, a free choice of both partners, and happens in a context where negative consequences are unlikely. So basically, just what you're going to do, you almost have to play the tape, just like when you go to relapse or anything. Play the tape through. If what I'm about to do now, because of my attitude, is it going to cause pain later? No, probably okay to do. If what I'm going to do now is going to cause pain later, yes, then probably don't do it. Pretty simple. It seems like a lot of people get that, and we call them normies. But I don't know.
Us normies are scared of the pain.
Yeah, they see the pain coming where we don't. We're like, pleasure!
We're like, danger!
That was me. I was like, fun!
And I was like, I'll be over here.
I never used to be scared of anything. I would jump off anything. I would climb anything. What are we laughing at?
Raina.
But after my son's accident, I got the railing off my stairs because we're still remodeling this joint.
Probably a good day.
And I get nervous when I walk past it now. No, let alone my kids. Every time they go walking by it, I'm like, oh, and they're getting up there in age where I shouldn't have to worry about them as much. Or saying I really thought it was the end of the world. Have you guys seen ASMR? You know what that stuff is?
So annoying.
I'm compulsive as well, Murd. We bought a stinking motorhome out of compulsion. We regret that right now. Retired hoochie.
Hood rat, hood rat,
It's
hoochie
all good,
mama.
Hector. It's all good. Hey, Lynn B, how's it going?
Hey, Lynn.
We're talking about positive outlets versus compulsive behavior. So the stuff we learned yesterday, we're going to talk about making those compulsive behaviors positive outlets. Why does the iPhone take too long to turn back on? Because you didn't charge it. You must love and care for the iPhone, Hector. The Apple product is a very special thing in this house.
Stop it. He loves that more than he loves me, I think.
That's true.
We just got a new Apple baby today.
Yeah. I met a dude today. We got to talking. He's a veteran. He said he has over 6 months clean. We were talking out front of Wawa. Convenient. Wawa.
Wawa.
I want to go to Wawa. We talked for about 15 minutes about some things. Awesome, dude. Did you share that message of sobriety and good news to him? Was he an addict or something? Yeah, Veronica, I think the compulsive behavior is prone to most addicts. That's how we become addicts. We don't just half-ass anything except our 12 steps. But when it comes to addiction and partying and having a good time and doing whatever it takes to make us feel good in the moment, we're good at that. 4 days sober. All right. So Veronica, let me say, Veronica, what you're about 6 or 7 days, if you remember, I think. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. We got Cody in here who's got a good day under his belt. And now we got Bruce in here who's got 4 days sober. He was 2 years sober, but went back for some months, shaking his head. Definitely compulsive. Well, Bruce, you're in a good spot. You're in a good place. You got people in the comments that care. We care, and we're here every night for that reason. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's what I remember. I remember it's kind of cool, like sitting here on this side of it, getting to know you through that. I know we never hugged, shook hands, or nothing like that, but I feel like I do getting to know you all and hearing your story. And actually, when I see the progression, and I like when I see like a sad face one day and the next day I see a big happy face still sober fighting it. It's awesome.
If we could hug you, we would. We'll do virtual hugs.
Yeah, we need to set up a virtual hugging site.
See, it feels nice.
That would be cool. Well, actually, that one app has it. You can send little gifts through the app, and it actually really costs money, just like Amos spins on that video game. And this little weird thing comes out, and it's like a little dude on the side, and it's like petting your cheek.
Sounds creepy.
Yeah.
It's a virtual hug. You can't see it, and you can't feel it, but it doesn't mean it's not there.
Oh, thank you, Veronica. All right, so where was we? So each compulsive behavior has a parallel behaviors that is performed non-compulsively and moderately can form a positive outlet. Let me read that again. If I'm not reading clearly, you guys just tell me. I didn't get my good little nap I usually get before this. Each compulsive behavior has parallel behaviors that is performed non-compulsively and moderately can form a positive outlet. Oh, okay. So every compulsive behavior that we went through, all the dieting, eating, all that stuff, right, has a parallel behavior that you can actually turn into a positive outlet. Why didn't they just say that? Why do they give all these big words in there?
This makes it more pages.
I needed 45 more words to publish. When a behavior is used compulsively, it is used as some people use drugs. The goal is to alter a mood, turn off the mind, or to evade reality. The behavior becomes compulsive when it is used to cope with the pain of reality. Behaviors are positive outlets when they enhance reality and help a person to more effectively cope with reality. Behaviors are positive outlets when they enhance the reality and help a person to more effectively cope with reality. That's an underliner. I'm going to underline that one.
Good luck. I'll get you a pen.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Oh, too late. I'm already up.
If a person is to achieve high-quality sobriety and avoid relapse, it is advisable to abstain from compulsive behaviors and identify and practice a number of positive outlets that give pain-free pleasure. Some alcoholics and drug-dependent people have developed serious problems with compulsion behaviors. This guy right here. Attempting to stop the compulsive behavior produces pain and feels like withdrawal. Whoa, listen to that. Some alcoholics and drug dependent people have developed serious problems with compulsive behavior. Attempting to stop the compulsive behavior produces pain and feels like withdrawal. Yeah, I guess once you start, because when you look at the core of addiction, it's the dopamine release to the pleasure center, right? It doesn't matter if it's eating, whatever your addiction is, even your cell phone. If you're one of those that pick up their cell phone every 4 to 5 minutes, that's another release. And that's addiction. Once you stop addiction, your brain's not getting that release. Well, it's science.
Science, man.
It's science.
It's science.
Science, B. Seems simple to quit, but that chemical is powerful inside us that it's a survival mechanism. It was designed for us to survive. You're hungry. You need to hunt and eat. I'm not talking hunter and gatherer. I'm talking about design. But you're hungry, you need to eat. Your body's telling you that, and you eat and you get rewarded with pleasure and the taste of the food. And that's the way we're designed, to enjoy things. But in this fallen world, it's perverted, and we take it to addiction, and it causes pain and sorrow. So if this happens to you, you will need special help to stop the compulsive behavior. You actually have two problems: chemical dependency and a compulsive behavior problem. That's me right now. That's speaking to me. Don't be afraid to get help for it. It can make your sobriety much more comfortable and help you avoid relapse. So once you see that it's not just a chemical dependency problem, but your other problem is compulsive behavior, you should seek help for it. And I think by doing what we're doing right this minute, diving into it, getting our feet wet with literature about it, contemplating it on here in the chat. Good job, Lynn. 84 days. And then going out and thinking about it, you start thinking about it. Once you plant these seeds in your mind and you go throughout your day, you go, oh man, that was a compulsive behavior. And right there, healing begins. And guess what that is? Recovery. And your mind is in recovery. And when it's in recovery, it's not in relapse. We're doing good stuff here, guys. Every one of us. So the tendency to ignore other symptoms of relapse, cross addiction to acceptable drugs like nicotine, look at it, like nicotine or caffeine, and the use of compulsive behavior allows the process of relapse. That's called dysfunction in sobriety, and that's when relapse begins. When you begin the process of dysfunction, you begin the process of relapse. While looking at the process of relapse, you recognize there is a warning signs before an acute relapse episode occurs. When you recognize relapse warning signs before you drink, you can get help and interrupt the process. That's what I was just talking about. Doing what we're doing, getting this stuff in our brain, recognizing it before it happened, and that reduces the risks. We can interrupt that process. Uh-oh. Time to turn it off, go the other direction. Anything to read? Me too. It's awesome. So I'll take a break here from reading that for a second and talk about the future of this channel. So my plan is to continue going live, like I've said 100 million times, until the end of this epidemic. But the content during this next, who knows how long, every night at 8 o'clock, what do you guys suggest it should be? My thinking was finish this book. We can go through this book, and then when we're done with this book, we can go and do a 12-step study, go through one step every night, not get us 12 days under our belt. Or is there another book? I have multiple books. I got Drop the Rock. I've read that. I don't know if that would be a good one to read through. I don't know. If there's another book you guys have in mind that you would like to go through as a group, let me know. I'll order it. I'll get it here. I'll start reading it, and that could be the next book we go through. Or I'm going to, obviously, in between nights like this where I just read and we talk and we answer questions and just chit chat about what's going on in your guys' life, I'm going to have a special guest. Like tomorrow, the plan, God willing, is to have my sponsor on, and he's going to come tell his story, and we'll get to know that guy. Man, awesome dude. And so special guests and stuff, or days that you guys want to pop on here and share your stories, or even if you guys wanted to get on here tonight. So this is Tuesday. What rhymes with Tuesday and no structure? Well, this is No Structure Tuesday. We're going to continue through this chapter. We're going to finish this chapter. If one of you want to jump on here, let me know. I'll throw that link in the description. And so what do you guys think? Where should the content of this channel go here in our epidemic future?
Talk to us Tuesday.
Talk to us Tuesday. Oh yeah, talk to us Tuesday.
Taco about it Tuesday.
I was thinking on Fridays. I kind of set that up. That one Friday was to have, and that's before it went every night, but to have one of you guys on here and talk about the week. I don't exercise. I feel like something is wrong. If I don't exercise, I feel like something is wrong. Yeah, that's kind of a withdrawal symptom that this book's talking about. Cell phone addiction, right here. Yeah, I have that too. There's so many addictions out there. It's ridiculous. Not just drugs and alcohol. Those are two common factors of addiction. Yeah, destructive factors, like more destructive than most addictions. You know, you can rate addictions on a scale, and alcohol and drugs are on the danger side of things, red, death, danger side of things. But aside from the addiction, it's the behavior that gets us there. Our unwillingness to deal with that behavior that makes us not good people, I guess. Because I understand addiction. I'm drinking coffee and I have nicotine and my phone. I'm on my phone all the time. She's on her phone all the time. The kids, they're on their phones all the time. I haven't been having any temptations to drink, but I engaged in other compulsions. So that's what we're talking about is, well, what I just said is the other temptations. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, thanks. Thank you. I wasn't sure if I liked that one or not. There's a couple on there that I don't like that some people like. And I'm like, really? But yeah, I've had fun making that. That was my first time messing with the green screen too. That's why it kind of looks funny. And I tried to put Band-Aids on it. You like where it's going? You like where this content's going? Yeah, I can't wait till tomorrow. I should text him, let him know that I won't be at work tomorrow. Me too. I actually printed off a story. I guess I should bring that up. I printed off a story I got from the Duluth News Tribune, and it's about a 27-year-old girl in Virginia. Her name is Jessica Hammer, and it talks about how she's been stalked by death. But she goes, it's quite a lengthy story. If you guys would like to hear that, I have that prepared and ready. Pretty cool story. I'm not gonna lie. It's a blessing at the same time, Mert, I believe. That's on my gratitude list right now because we're not laid off from work. We're actually able to tap into this technology and work from home, which is a blessing. Thank you, Lord. But it can be an addiction. Anything good can be turned freaking right into addiction. Very dangerous. I know and lived with for years and many, 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 many years, a bulimic who is still a bulimic to this day. And it affected my life growing up, watching the hiding. But you always know, once you find out about it and realize what it is, you see it all. You see the mounds of food that are eating every meal almost. And then the excuse to just like when I was an alcoholic, oh, I gotta run out to my truck real quick. You know, at any place you're at, or just the little excuses that they try to hide their addiction with. And that was the bulimic I lived with my entire life. And you go to the toilet and you can see what's happened, even though they tried to clean up. There's always still just a little bit of, Jennifer Johnson, you found it. Woohoo! I'm glad you're here too. Tell us about yourself as much as you feel comfortable telling us about yourself and all that. Let us get to know you, Jennifer. With that same video, I liked how you brought up River Phoenix, Jim Morrison, Eddie Guerrero, and showing the addiction can affect the best of us. Yeah. And it doesn't matter who you are. You can have everything you want in life and boom. You ain't no That's what I loved about that. I didn't say that online. I was on a Zoom NA meeting and I shared just one little thing, and it was about that earthquake that happened to us last week. A nice 5.7 earthquake. The building was doing this. It wasn't a shake earthquake. It was a roll in there, man. It felt like a roller coaster. And we have way high ups, in the chain of command up where I work, down to the guy that just got hired yesterday. And it instantly, it leveled the playing field. Everybody had that same look in their eye. Oh, we're human and not in control. And I loved it. And that's what addiction does to us. It's an earthquake that levels. Just because those guys are on TV all the time and they're rich doesn't mean they're any different than me and you at all. Zero. Sometimes they're more miserable. Heck yeah, Hector. Thanks. Do you speak Spanish, Hector? Because if you speak Spanish, I'm going to start throwing some Spanish lines at you. My Spanglish. Alicia, what's up? Thanks for the comment on TikTok. That was cool. Me too. I'm in fear. So I've known this bulimic for a long time. They're in their 60s now. And it rots your teeth. I mean, it's a destructive disease. Wow, it's destructive. Simón Way. Mi español está muy feo porque yo hablo español de México. Yo tengo amigos en Michoacán. Money and wealth can drive you insane. It's funny. They always say that, like, money can't buy you happiness and it can drive you insane. I want to test it out, though. I want to give it a shot and see if it's true. I still don't believe it. All these guys committing suicide and drugs and, dying of disgusting deaths. But I still want to try. There's still something tempting about it.
I don't know. I think there's greed.
We all put our pants on the same way. I was going to say that. That's funny. Tacos. We sell tacos on Tuesday up on base. We used to, until we run the morale committee up there, and we would sell street tacos, and we got that shut down.
Best tacos in town.
Best tacos, man. I made them straight up street tacos.
They were delicious. It was like a flavor bomb.
Órale, compa.
Mi español es muy not good.
Yeah, she's Spanish. I'm not. So let me tell you about how I learned Spanish. And now I don't speak it as good as I used to. But back in the day, I got locked up in jail for doing meth. I was in jail. I woke up and I was like, well, the door's not going to open. I guess I might as well do something with my time. So I went over and hung out with the paisas because everybody's segregated in jail. It's just the way it is. So I went and sought out the paisas and I was hanging out with them. And I was like this. ¿Cómo se dice? ¿Cómo se dice water? Agua. ¿Cómo se dice bed? Comma. And I wrote down, by the time, a few months in, I had a huge vocabulary list. That's when I started learning my first words. Then I got out. I got a job doing stucco and I got some CDs. And every night I'd go home and I'd just read through these. Hola, ¿cómo estás? I just started doing basic Spanish. And then we hired some guys from Michoacán and they didn't speak any English. So that immersed me in Spanish for a good 3 years or so. And I got pretty bilingual. I got pretty good at Spanish. And then I got a new job and then I didn't speak Spanish. And I haven't spoken Spanish with people who speak Spanish for 10, 11 years. So I can make it sound like I know Spanish really good, but the person that actually speaks Spanish knows how much Spanish I know.
I'm not. I'm just brown. That's all.
Yeah, she's a coconut.
Just brown.
We work up at Hill Air Force Base, Alicia. You're at the VA? Oh, cool.
I know 7th grade Spanish.
Reina, do you wear hoops like that big?
I do wear hoops.
Or did you used to?
It makes me feel more brown on the
Oh, right
inside.
on, Merd. That's
and
cool.
If I wanted to, I could put on lip liner.
You should.
And Sharpie my eyebrows, and I'd really feel brown. But
You
I still
should.
wouldn't speak it any better.
You should.
Just with my
We could role play one day.
with my flannel, and I'll just button the lawn.
That would be fun. All right. So where were we at on this thing? Did I even finish that paragraph? I don't think I did. Okay. Back to the book, y'all. Sobriety is abstinence from addiction, from addictive drugs, plus abstinence from compulsive behaviors, plus improvements in biocycle, psychosocial health. Let's read that one more time. That's a big sentence to chew on. Sobriety is abstinence from addictive drugs, abstinence from compulsive behavior, and improvements to psychosocial health. Psychosocial health. I love that. Improvements. That's recovery. Sobriety includes all three things. To the extent that you have to accomplish those three things, you are sober. To the extent that you have to not accomplish, let me read that again. To the extent that you have accomplished those three things, you are sober. To the extent you have not accomplished those three things, you are not sober. Oh, that's interesting. So those three things. Wow, that's a trip. It is not defined entirely by whether or not you are drinking or using drugs. It is defined by the completeness of your sobriety. So sobriety is abstinence from addictive drugs, abstinence from compulsive behavior, and improvements to biopsychosocial health. Is there an easier word for biopsychosocial? Improvements in your easier word for health?
Well, ask her what it means again.
Alexa, what is biopsychosocial?
The biopsychosocial model is an interdisciplinary model that looks at the interconnection between biology, psychology, and socio-environmental factors. The model specifically examines how these aspects play a role in topics ranging from health and disease models to human development. This model was developed by George L.
Alexa,
Engel in
stop.
1970.
Okay.
So your person,
Life.
your brain, and the things around you.
Adulting and living.
Hashtag adulting.
Life.
Biosocial psycho.
Improvements in life and health. That's what biopsychosocial is. It's your physical, your psychological, your
social.
social health.
Social is easy,
On
man.
the thing. So sobriety is, so people that think, oh, I didn't do drugs, I'm sober. Oh, I didn't drink alcohol, I'm sober. That's not totally sobriety. I mean, it is. I mean, it's good. But abstinence from addictive drugs, abstinence from compulsive behavior, and improvements in your biopsychosocial health. I love it. Now, tomorrow, think about that. That's awesome. I'm sober from alcohol and drugs. I'm not going to be compulsive. Is it flickering?
Yeah, our light bulbs suck.
If our power goes out, if all of a sudden we disappear and don't come back, power went out.
And we probably got raptured.
Yeah, well, maybe we were raptured. But yeah, think about that tomorrow. Don't do drugs. Watch out your compulsive behavior and figure out how to improve your biopsychosocial. And a good way to do that. What?
No, go ahead.
Oh, we got comments
If you
to go
wanted
through.
to get to know Jennifer real quick.
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
I backslid into addiction when my dad died last year. Oh, I'm sorry, Jennifer. 3 months sober. God is doing amazing things, and I'm addicted to TikTok. TikTok, yeah. Awesome. Well,
That's not awesome.
sorry. That escalated quickly for me. I'm sorry to hear about your father. I'm very proud that you're 3 months sober now, and I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad that God is doing amazing things. What can you give us a couple of amazing things that you see that God's doing for you, besides obviously being 3 months sober? And the fact that we're here talking, to me, is something God did amazing, I think. Praise God. That's awesome. I'm glad you're here. These people in the chat, a lot of them are regulars to the show. We do a trilogy. Nicole goes on at 6, James goes on at 7, and I go on at 8. So there's 3 hours of this triangle of sobriety that we do with a girl from Real Talk Recovery, and then sober James at 7, and then me here, recovering addict at 8, if you're interested. And a lot of these people, we all are starting to get to know each other in sobriety, and we're recovering together. And on this channel in particular, I'm going through a book called Staying Sober, and we're figuring out what the heck relapse really means, what the heck sobriety really means. How do you dig into your character defects, and when did you actually relapse? Did you relapse when you decided to drink and take the drug or alcohol? Did you relapse when you started thinking too much about it? You know, where did that relapse start? Because it has a start and it has a warning sign. And then we talked about how replacing your addiction with compulsive behaviors is just as unhealthy. And so we're kind of looking at the fact that what equals sobriety is abstinence from, is not doing drugs or alcohol, is not living in compulsive behaviors, and then improving yourself in life and society. And that's about where we're at. My Spanish is not great either, though. I'm willing to improve. Dude, I want to speak Spanish like perfect. I got some friends that are some of my Chicano friends, and I love listening to them speak because I can understand their Spanish a little easier. They don't have that thick, deep Mexico accent that I'm used to. But I love when they switch back and forth from Spanish to English, and they got a great Spanish accent, Mexican Spanish accent, and then they go to English and they got a great English accent. They speak both languages and sound awesome doing it. That's one of my goals in life. Unfortunately, to achieve that goal, I kind of have to be immersed. So once I quit my job, maybe I'll try to get a part-time job at
Taco Bell.
Rancho Markets.
Ooh, that's better. That's better than Taco Bell.
No hoops, Reina.
I'll let you borrow some of my hoops.
Qué bonito tu canal.
What, pretty or canal? What was that saying?
I don't know canal.
I'll Google Translate. See, we can't speak Spanish.
Yeah. Told you. Sounds good till I start doing it.
Your channel, duh. Looks the same.
Oh. Gracias, güey. Do you say güey where you're coming from? ¿Qué pasó, güey? ¿Cómo estás, güey? Hey, güey. Come here, güey. My anxiety causes me to relapse. I've always chosen to self-medicate, and now I have to learn to cope with it sober. I'll get there. So let's use the 5 whys real quick. Remember when I was talking about the 5 whys? So relapse is the problem, or anxiety is the problem that causes her to relapse. What causes the anxiety? Why do you have anxiety? Let's answer the first why. What gives you anxiety? And then once we say what gives you anxiety, we're going to ask what this happened. How did this happen? What happened here? And that'll take us to another why. And then we'll figure out that down here is the reason that you're getting anxious that leads to the relapse. I have to start copying and pasting his stuff. Me too. I like it too. La música te ayuda mucho a aprender. All right. Veronica, you telling me I hate my anxiety? It could be so evil. Too evil to me. That is why I drank so much and gave my false perception that everything's okay. Yeah. So let's ask Murd, you too. So when you get anxious, what causes your anxiety? Answer that question, and then we'll ask the why to that one.
People cause Raina's anxiety.
That's why you're all hidden up in that house in Salt Lake, huh?
Without hoops.
That's a compulsive. That's what this book says. Is escape can be a compulsive disorder.
Why people?
It says the compulsive need to avoid daily routines of life, and people are in that daily routine. All right, so relapse prevention planning. In my IOP, I had to, before I transitioned, I had to write. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I had to write a relapse prevention plan. You know what? Maybe I'll read it to y'all. It'll be good for me to refresh and
Here's the third Veronica's second wife.
remember the promises that I made. Where?
I'm hovering on
You're
it.
telling me. Oh, click it. What does the C stand for? No, my triggers cause me not only anxiety but flashbacks and many other things.
Complicated?
I don't know.
Contingent?
I don't know. We'll let her answer that.
Culpable?
Relapse prevention planning is based on the fact that the symptoms of the addictive disease do not stop with abstinence. This is a disease that has 2 cutting edges. The first attacks you while you are drinking or using, and this is obvious side of the disease. And what is not so obvious is the disease extends into abstinence and takes a vicious toll while you are attempting to recover. This sobriety-based side of the disease is as powerful and destructive as the alcohol or drug-based side. and you are even more helpless when it occurs because it is generally misunderstood and unrecognized. It is the sobriety-based symptoms of addiction that lead to relapse. So relapse prevention planning. What? Oh, complex PTSD. Okay. So, and that was from, whoops, that's Murd. And that was my triggers untreated, and my triggers caused me not only anxiety, but flashbacks and many other things. So where that PTSD arrived from, that's an underlying problem. So that is leading up to that, which leads to relapse. So now look at taking care of that. Like what, because those triggers, when my son went through that accident, if you guys have not seen it, go into my videos, watch the video with the helicopter. It'll give you an idea of what I went through when my son was in his accident. It's a little graphic. And I came out of that. I clearly get what PTS is. And until I processed that event with my counselor, did my flashbacks and my anxiety from that start subsiding. I still get them every once in a while, but not like I had been, to where I'd be driving down the road and just, it would hit me here so hard I would almost jerk the car around, and I'd stomp my foot, and the dreams and all that kind of stuff. All right. Well, she answered the question. So there we go. It's awesome when we know the answer to the problem, because then we can go and fix it. And we know what to do. It's on us to fix it. My phone is dying. Love y'all. Hey, good night, Ashley. Thanks for stopping in and saying. Oh, Alicia. Why did I say Ashley? It looks like it with that cord in my eye. Hey, what's up, Alan? Good evening.
Hi, Alan.
Glad you're here. Welcome. How you doing today, brother? How's everything going with you? Is the vibe of this whole coronavirus and the quarantine and the rumors and the news and all that stuff eating at you? It was eating at us today. Eating at the whole place I work, it's eating at. Instant gratification. That's an addict. That's an addict trait right there. All right, so relapse prevention planning. I wrote one. I suggest you do too. And this was to transition out of my IOP, and I'll read it to you. We only got 2 pages left in this book, and we still got, oh, dang, it's already been an hour? Wow.
Oh, by real fast.
Wow.
Ooh, what'd she say?
So first thing I did is I set goals. And when I was in the IOP, I had to, in order to transition, you had to read this to the group, and then they had to chop holes in it. So the first thing I'm going to do is to build a daily habit of stopping 2 times a day, taking personal inventory, and see where my mind is at. I will set alarms on my phone for the weekends if I have to, so that I can turn that into a habit. And that's that 2 times stopping and praying and checking on my character defects. I will pause twice a day. I will analyze whether or not I am in recovery mindset or if I am in a character defect mindset. I will correct them on the spot, followed by prayer. And this should only take 5 minutes or less twice a day. And then I put, we as a family are going to set up family study and conversation time 2 nights a week. And we will study at a book out of the Bible, or we will discuss our daily lives and talk through our individual character defects and personal daily lives and discuss how we can be better people tomorrow. And now we're doing live streams every night, so we haven't really gotten onto that one. I put that I will read 1 new book every 2 months. So I'm trying to set realistic goals, and this was one of them. And now it's kind of cool because I'm just going to achieve this goal by reading with you. I will continue to study recovery and grow my YouTube channel and my photography business. And then my meetings, I will get more involved in the church that I attend. I will go there on Sunday morning and Friday night recovery meetings, and I will help where I'm needed. I will continue aftercare on Tuesday nights, and I will go to the groups meetings on the weekends unless it's really late. So I try to hit 3-4 meetings per week still, but whatever. We're doing this now. I will communicate and visit my sponsor regularly. And then I told everybody and my wife and my kids, I said, this is the triggers to look out for when you watch me go through my daily lives. I watch out if I get bored. If I start getting bored, with activities call me out. So if I get bored, like at work, I am completely bored with that place. And boredom, I loved to drink to have fun, and boredom triggers me. And if I start lacking in the above stated goals, so if I started lacking in any of this, that could be me being on the road to relapse. If I get stressed out and frustrated at work, that could lead me back to relapse. I will seek to grow relationships with friends I have made here in recovery. I will seek accountability and being there to provide the same. I want to stay close to the people here in this group who know me well and call me out on my BS. I will reach out if I'm struggling. And then last but not least, I will be more open with Felice and how I am feeling. It comes out about how I feel when it comes to my trigger, anxiety, anger, or any other feeling that will arise at any given time. And that was my plan after transition to not relapse. Sweet, work on one. Bring us a chunk when you get a couple little pieces down. Awesome. Veronica, I don't know, but what I went through is your mind's going to start talking you out of being there at some point. I don't need to be here. You're going to get frustrated with it. I don't know how intense it is. Mine was 5 days a week, 3.5 hours every night. But stick with it, because you're going to have this moment, or at least I had this moment where something clicked and it was amazing. And now I at the very beginning, I hated going there. I'd get pissed off when it was time to go, but now I look for other reasons to go there, and it's a great place to be. At work, we are considered essential business. I don't know how to make in Windows as essential, but I guess I'm glad I'm working right now. I've had a lot of call outs. People are scared. Yeah. Well, it's good, Alan. I'm glad you have a job. Grateful for that. And I'm sure people are grateful when you go out and fix their window too. I know if I needed a window guy, I would be grateful. Just makes things worse. Good for you, Veronica. Being bored is a trigger for sure. I have had a hard time now because I live alone and everyone is staying distant and meetings are closed now. So I'm thankful you're. Oh, well, we're glad we're here. Sober James was talking about that on his channel. He's getting all frustrated and restless because he's, quarantined for a couple weeks. He's got a little puppy dog, but he's, he said he's been by himself mostly, and it gets tough. I can imagine if I was alone and she wasn't around and I didn't have kids, I don't know if I'd be sober. Oh, and another good thing, because we have to work from home tomorrow. It's a good thing I quit drinking, because if they gave us the option to work from home when I was still in active addiction and drinking, I would be drunk by 10 o'clock working, and I would be screwing all kinds of things up. I'd probably be IMing the wrong people and saying the wrong stuff. It would have been a freaking mess if I was still drinking.
There's going to be a lot of people drinking on the job.
Oh, I'm sure, but thank God it's not going to be me.
Yeah, for sure.
Jennifer, we're glad you're here, and keep coming back. We'll be here every night. If you can make it, you can. If you can't, that's no big deal. Where did I already? Here?
Murd.
Oh, Murd. Yep, face the same scenario. That's what that pain, alcohol, drugs, instant pleasure, future pain. Mine needs to change his, but right now on the phone or Skype because of the virus. I still really helpful. I'm just thankful it isn't closed. Zoom's pretty cool. If you can try to find a Zoom NA or AA meeting, I was impressed with that app. It was really
Just don't take it to the bathroom.
Yeah, don't take it to the bathroom and accidentally record yourself. We saw that happen.
Poor Jennifer. Her name was Jennifer. Was it you?
That would be
Oh
awesome.
my gosh.
These meetings, since I have no face-to-face meetings right now, these make me feel like I'm getting to be social. Hey, Veronica, if you want to, I'll put a link in the description and you can hop on here and we can talk just like we're Skyping, and you can talk to there's only 9 people on here. Well, 8 because she's on her phone.
Need another hug?
It's up to you. No pressure. If you want to, I'm here for you. Jennifer said, no.
I bet it was. Just kidding.
Depression can convince someone to drink because you're not feeling good. You're not feeling well. You're desperately wanting to feel good when in fact you're making things worse. Yeah, absolutely. Depression. I go through little bits of depression. I'm pretty much most of the time a pretty positive, happy guy. If I'm not, I'm usually just grumpy and ornery, are the two moods I swing between pretty regularly. But every once in a while, depression kicks in. Jennifer. But sobriety has made me so much happier and even calmer. Yeah, me too. I'm even calmer, I've noticed, behind the wheel when I'm driving, man. I used to do 90 miles an hour in the fast lane. And if you didn't get out of the freaking way, because I mean, we even have things out here in Utah on Facebook. You've probably seen them too, but move over. Even the cops are telling people on the news, if you're in the left lane, they're pulling them over. You know, they're getting them off the left lane. And man, I would unsafely ride them, honking and flipping. If I didn't get flipped off once a day, I wasn't driving right. But now I find myself just like, oh crap, now I'm that guy in the fast lane. I haven't told you my story, Veronica.
Are you talking to him or somebody else?
Her or me?
Are you talking to me?
You know what I mean? You?
Yep, her.
You, me, her?
Poor Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Just kidding. That's what they told that lady in that video. They're, oh, poor
Poor
Jennifer. So,
We'll have to post it.
what
Look
the
it
heck?
up.
What is? I'll tell you what the YouTube.
Just
is
send me the
called.
link and I'll post it there.
Okay.
It's a funny video. Oh, I'm going to upgrade. Oh, maybe. Hopefully. I'm upgrading the account on this StreamYard app. So this little icon will be gone. And I'm going to be able to do more things with inside this app. So hopefully I'll be able to click and play videos and enhance our visual entertainment here. Give me time. Over time, the show will continue to improve. And the cool thing is you guys are right here in the beginning as we get to grow together. And that's cool. And one day I'm going to put on a conference here in Utah. And if you guys can fly out, say maybe 2, 3, 5 years from now, and we all go to some conference together, that would be even cooler if we could meet face to face and hang out.
How do I send it to you? Just to your text?
Just copy the link and send it to my text. Or yeah, send it to my text. No, you can't. Send it to my Facebook message. You don't need to go. It doesn't help it go faster.
I feel like it does. Helps me think. Helps me think faster.
So what did she answer, Veronica? Oh, me. Okay, cool. So I'm just like anybody else.
All right, I sent it.
I'm just like anybody else. I had a shitty childhood as far as being raised and divorced and, you know, the whole 9 yards. But I started partying. Hold on 2 seconds. Copy link. Open link in a new tab. But I started using drugs around 13 up through 18, 19. I was drinking, smoking weed, sniffing crank. And by the time I hit 20, so I moved out to Michigan at that time. And then when I was 18, I moved back here to Utah. Came back here to Utah and I was just party. I didn't care. I lived with my brother. I had a $10 an hour job doing welding or something. And the only thing I cared about was partying. I didn't even know what day of the week it was most times. I just cared about partying. Ended up working in Vegas a little bit, came back here. I smoked crack there, did a ton of meth, and then did some more meth until I just snowballed out of control and became a full-blown meth addict tweaker, big time. The kind of guy that walks around the streets looking for the next basement to hide in. Never came out during the day, really, except when I was trying to hustle, score, steal, you know, silver tongue devil my way into another bag of meth, sell, whatever. You know how tweakers can be? I was that. I ended up committing a 2nd-degree felony burglary. I almost got 1 to 15 in prison, but instead I did a year in jail and 4 months in a halfway house. Did 2 years on probation, and then I got off probation. The day I got off probation, I started smoking weed, and I smoked weed every single day until I was 28 years old and had to get another job because of drug tests. So then for some reason, I stayed clean from 28 to 33. I didn't smoke weed. Did I smoke cigarettes? I quit in 2008.
Yeah, you quit after when the kids were tiny.
So I was still smoking cigarettes, but I quit everything. I quit drugs and alcohol. I got into fitness really good. I got nice and fit. I was running I was running a mile in 6 minutes and 20 seconds. I could bench 315. I could squat. I could rep out 405. You know, I really got into fitness. I was planning on running a marathon. I was training, practicing running 11, 12, 14 miles on the weekends. And then, I don't know, my addict, the way I am, all or nothing, I got bored with it and then started drinking around age 33. And then from 33 till I checked myself into a detox center is what happened. It just went ramped up until a good solid 3 years of that last half. I was drinking a pint to a fifth a night and as much as I could on the weekends and partying. And it got to the point where I wasn't even hanging out with people anymore. I was just drinking by myself. And then the last night that I drank, oh, you guys weren't here for my picture. This is the last night that I drank.
That was the Saturday before you went in.
Oh, okay. So the last weekend that I drank, August 17th, 2019 at 10 o'clock in the morning. That's me right there.
Oh, no, other way.
With a freaking half gallon of black velvet whiskey. I already had drank probably 2 of them at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm sure I got halfway through that one, passed out for an hour or two, woke up, finished it, and grabbed the other one that was hanging out wherever I had it. Drank all the way through that weekend. And Monday or Tuesday, I don't really remember which day it was, called my dad. Oh, Dad, get me. Come get me. I can't do this. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. He took me to the hospital. I checked in, was there for 3 or 4 days, and then checked myself into an IOP. I was in an IOP for 5 months. And now, voila. Here I am. Let's go back to a prettier picture. That one is so depressing. Let's lighten it up with some pretty mountains. Yeah, here's a little peek of what I used to look like. Let me get out of the way. That work? Oh, dang it. My arms are so big, I can't even get out of the way. Does it work like that? Nope.
No, we got the gist. You look very
Oh.
Arnold, you look very Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You get the idea. I went from fit to fat.
Oh, hi, Winky. Did you take a nap? Did you?
Okay, where are we at in the comments here? Whoa, we're way behind. Jennifer says she has ADHD. Yeah, me too. They put me on Ritalin when I was in 9th grade. We already answered that one.
Don't know. Now you know.
And that is who I am. Happy, positive, and collective. Nice. That's okay. No worries. We're here every night. Tune in when you can. Oh, yes, Michigan. You said Michigan right there. Where your mom lives. Right over by where my mom. Oh, yeah, right here. Which is pretty cool. Oh, that's right. You're in the thumb. That's right. Intense indeed. A lot of sad times.
It's like a circus fire lake.
Intense.
It was intense.
Oh my gosh, that was crazy math girl. I knew I needed to quit when I was telling the cop that somebody replaced my car engine with a fake car engine. Yeah, we tell dumb things. When I was deep in the meth, I had a checkbook. I'm not sure how I got it, but I ended up in jail. Not even sure why, but I was in jail and I'm trying to bail myself out. And this is back in the early 2000s, so there wasn't really too much credit card swiping going on. Bail bondsmen definitely didn't take cards, or they only took cash. But I convinced this bail bond. He actually worked for the bail bondsman guy. I convinced this guy to let me bail out of jail with this check. And it wasn't even my check, but I convinced him because I was twacked out on meth and I was a silver-tongued devil. And so I bail myself out of jail and I think I'm in the clear. You know, I'm right back to the dope house getting high. And I had that cool old Nokia phones, the one that you can light on fire and they still work. You know, Nokia phone I'm talking about. I had that one of those phones. And somehow this Bell's bondsman guy got my phone number. I don't even know how, because I'm sure I had some stolen phone from whatever. But he told me, he's like, listen here, punk, I'm going to catch you. And what you did, I'm taking personally. He should have, the guy that took that check from you, he's fired. He's gone. And I'm coming for you. He goes, and I was like, dude, I'm going to show up to court, bro. I'm like, I'm going to go to court. He's like, yeah, and I'm going to be there. And when you flinch, you give me a reason, I'm going to shoot you. And I was like, you know what? So I went off like, F you, you're the reason us addicts. And I probably used addiction or something to justify why I was acting and being who I am. And I was like, screw you. Good luck finding me. And I started running from this guy. And he was no kidding 2 steps behind me. I'd go to a house, gather some things, and go to another house and gather some things. And then I would hear from somebody else, hey, that guy was just over at that house you were just at. He ended up at one of the houses where I had some of my belongings, and he took them. He took a guitar, he took all this crap, took it, and just left with it. I remember going to my cousin's house, and I was like, I need to get some clothes. So I looked through her stepdad's clothes or something like that, and I put on this camouflage outfit that I found, jumped and went crawling through this neighborhood. So at this house, at my cousin's house, I had a backpack on, and that's where a social security card fell out of from a burglary that I committed at her house during this whole time. And I'm crawling across the grass field. One of my old friends, she was living in this house, and I knock on her door. She's like, what are you doing? I was like, hey, can you give me a ride? And then the whole time I'm trying to call people, trying to figure out how to get away from this bail bondsman who is he's on my tail. So I called my cousin, and here was the plan. He worked for the railroad. So he showed me what car to hide in, what train to get on, and where to hide. And I was going to ride this train and get down to Vegas, and my cousin down in Vegas was going to pick me up. And so my friend, she takes me up to meet with some of my other friends who was going to drop me off at the train tracks. And so by the time I meet up with my other friends, she drops me off there, and my brother calls me, hey, dumbass, what are you doing? Yelling at me. You better thank mom. She just paid that bail bondsman. And that was it. The bail bondsman was off my butt as soon as he got his money. And about 2 days after that, I'm smoking meth from all the stuff that we had stolen from a burglary. Because we did the burglary. I got arrested for something else. And we're sitting there smoking meth because the house that we robbed was just right next door, because that's how smart we were. He's acting all funny. He's like, hey, bro, just let me hold the bag. Let me hold the bag. And I'm like, screw you, pal. And all of a sudden he's like, dude, you got to go. You got to go. So I jump in the car with his girlfriend. We back out of the driveway, and 6 cop cars. Whew, boom, guns drawn. Get out of the car. And that was when I quit doing meth. They took me to jail. It was wild. We had some wild times. I got lots of stories like that.
Meth equals pain.
Yeah, meth was intense, man. When I would be up for 2-3 weeks at a time, just little cat naps in there, here and there, and the hallucinations would start kicking in. That was my favorite, man. I loved it. Thanks, Lynn. I feel better too, and I feel more. It feels good to go stand with your head up. You don't feel so ashamed. Thank you. Oh, thanks. Nobody could save me in a bright white wheat field. Crazy. It was stupid. It was dumb. But it's part of my story, and it's who I am today, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Would any of you guys trade what you've gone through to be who you are today? Hey, Cody, you still with us? Checking on you. Anything y'all want to talk about? It's 9:14. We probably got to get this wrapped up because unfortunately we do have to work. Oh, did I not send it?
Yeah, short port.
Oh, crap.
Poor Jennifer.
Sorry.
Poor Jennifer.
I forgot.
You might have to watch it like 8 times just to see everybody's reaction.
Watch this. Open another browser. Watch this real quick, and then tell us what you think.
They're probably all on their phones. We're going to have like 0 people.
That's all right. We'll wait.
It's only like 1 minute.
Mert says no, he wouldn't trade it for nothing. Everything happens for a reason, and it makes you the person that you are today. Amen, Mert. I couldn't agree with you more. Definitely true.
Okay, hold on. Poor Jennifer.
Please, did you get what I sent you?
You sent me something? What'd you send it to? I got something from my mom. Mama? Mom Reina?
So we'll finish this book tomorrow. Not finish the book, but finish this chapter. There's 2 pages left. We got too chatty tonight, which is fine. But it's going to be on sobriety-based denial. Sobriety-based denial ends this chapter, and then we'll jump into chapter 7 on relapse syndrome. Unless this book is boring, unless you guys think there's another book you want to go through, or if there's another type of a topic. Because I know in the chat we have 3 people that are, 1 day, 5 days, 6, 7 days clean. And then we got some people with years under their belt. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to decide a topic because I want the new people to learn all the stuff that we learn, but then I want all the people that have more sobriety to gain some extra strength and tools that take us to that next level of recovery. You know what I mean? I would have done things differently. Yeah, I probably would have. If I married someone at a younger age, my life would have been very different. I married somebody at a younger age and she got pregnant by some other guy. That's what happened to me when I got married. Poor me. Just kidding. Lynn, did you do any other drugs or was it just alcohol?
I'll finish watching it.
What is it?
It's a cute.
Puppy video? Are they watching that video?
Oh, prayers for my grandpa. He's getting his stent replaced tomorrow.
Which one?
Gramps. My grandpa's like 90. How old is he? He's probably 90. At least almost 90.
If you guys,
Ah, Jennifer watched it. Poor Jennifer.
I'm dead. That is awesome.
She went from like all nonchalant to pure terror in half a second.
All right, so let me recap a couple little things before we go tonight. We'll gather the kids around and say we'll read out of the daily reflection, say our serenity prayer, and then we'll call it. But first, I want you guys to know about this for you new people that showed up. There's a recovering addict group it's a private group on Facebook. More than welcome to join. Just click that link. Link tie. Grab Millie. Let's read this. If you want to help me, you want to help us out, 3 things you can do. Like the video, make sure you're subscribed, and share any one of my videos or share my page in total. So 3 things: like, subscribe, and share.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. And that will help me, honestly. And then we can get some more people to come hang out and grow with in recovery. Just alcohol. My last half, I smoked a little bit of weed, but I was just pounding the whiskey. I usually get onto one thing, and when I was doing meth, I quit doing everything but smoking cigarettes and doing meth.
You.
Thank you, Raina. So I would not change my story. It made me who I am today, and the pain that got me back being behind me, what keeps me standing up and from falling backwards. Awesome. I have not heard a no yet. Every recovering addict that I've asked, would you change anything? They've always say, nope, made me who I am today. I am terrible and I am giving the baby a bath tonight. Maybe tomorrow I can help. Hey, no worries. No pressure,
What's
no
that?
worries,
What's the
but
app
that
called
would
for the
be
meetings?
awesome.
Give me
Zoom. I'll look it up and I'll put a link in there so it'll make it a little easier for everybody to find, if I can find it. I think that's it. Yeah, it's a video conferencing app for web seminars and stuff. But a bunch of alcoholics and addicts got a hold of it, and now they have AA meetings.
They're doing Zoom in our school too.
Millie,
Really?
there's like a million people that just saw you do that.
Poor
7
Jennifer.
Door-to-door sales, and I'm going to share your info with everyone. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Speaking of door-to-door sales, here's another little insight to me. I was a Kirby vacuum salesman right as the meth habit was kicking in. And I was selling 24 to 30 Kirby's a month. I was number 4 in the nation for 2 months in a row. I won trips to San Francisco, Las Vegas. I won trampolines. I loved selling Kirby's, man. I loved the art of sales. I love the art of closing people down. Door-to-door sales is the hardest job I've ever had, but it's built the most character in me. Well, it was one chunk that built a lot of character in me. Would I do it again? No. I've been contemplating it, Hector. Well, I don't know why I say keep calling you guys by the wrong name. I apologize.
What'd you call him, Victor?
Victor. I just saw
He
that.
worked with a Victor.
One of my favorite buddies from Michoacan, his name was Victor. I've been really contemplating writing a book, and I kind of started this journey with a book in mind at the end. And the videos that I've been making, I write a script. I write a shot list, and I write the script, and I keep them compiled on Google Docs. And I thought, maybe in a couple of years or so, I'll take all the history that I'm making now with this YouTube channel, these stories, these videos, these new people that we're meeting, and compile it into a book. I really have been thinking about that and praying about it. And then you guys start asking me about it. And I think I should probably keep pursuing that goal. And one day I will. Thanks for the encouragement as well, you guys. That helps me out a lot.
Love you.
Sells at 11 years. Meet door to door. Oh, I used to high five you guys, man. We had the meat guys. We had the alarm system dudes.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes we'd run across some people that would sell fire extinguishers.
About the book, guys.
Could never compete with that damn cookie girl. She sold those cookies, boy.
I like the meme about the drug dealer and the Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah. So where are we at? March 24th? That's right. I believe so.
Yes.
So March 24th. This is Daily Reflections. Active, not passive. Man is supposed to think and act. He wasn't made in God's image to be what word is that? Automaton. Automaton.
Where's it at?
Right there.
Auto maintain. Auto maintain. I don't know.
Automaton.
Wait, tell
Lynn.
us.
Spell it. Tell him
Lynn.
to pronounce it for us.
Well, she ain't gonna be able to say it. Hold on, let me look up the words that don't look too ridiculous here.
Auto mounted.
Ow. Auto Megan.
Hold on, this is gonna tell us.
Automaton. Like autonomous.
Automaton. I'll let you guys hear it.
Automaton.
Automaton.
What does it mean?
Automaton is moving mechanical.
That voice kind of sounds like a butler from.
It's a robot. Here's another word we could have made it simpler. Okay, so man is supposed to think and act. He wasn't made to be in God's image to be automaton,
Robot.
automation, robotic. Before I joined AA, I often did not think and reacted to people and situations. When not reacting, I acted in a mechanical fashion. After joining AA, I started seeking daily guidance from a power greater than myself and learning to listen for that guidance. Then I began to make decisions and act on them rather than react to them. The results have been constructive. I no longer allow others to make decisions for me and then criticize me for it. Ooh, I like that. Today and every day, with a heart full of gratitude and a desire for God's will to be done through me, my life is worth sharing, especially with my fellow alcoholics. Above all, if I do not make a religion out of anything, even AA, then I can be an open channel for God's expression. Ooh, that was a good one. Be yourself. Be who you are. Be who God created you to be. All right, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen.
That is such a good prayer.
Well, right on. This wraps up another Tuesday Recovering Addicts session here at 8 o'clock live. We will be here again tomorrow night live. And remember, focus on your program, work on your character defects, stay strong, and remember, we recover better together.
Group hug.
So cheesy, huh?
It is.
All right, hasta
mañana.
mañana.
Ay.
Hasta mañana.